So we've had dinner at Idaho. We're on our way back to the Sheldon National Wildlife Refuge, and this is some information that's at a roadside stop. And they ain't a kidding. You should be ready for a rugged and isolated region. There is no cell phone service. There is no water except for the hot springs, which we were in the hot springs today. And you're just out in the middle of wherever. And it's amazing. Okay, we are showing what we found so far today, probably the end of our day since we've been going since about 9 this morning. Just meandering near camp here, I found an arrowhead. Right behind camp, this one. And this bizarre piece, which looks like obsidian, but it's coated, so maybe with fire, but then it has that attached to it. So we will call that one the special rock. Of course, we have to have our fishing lure. This one right here was a rock that I couldn't get broken at the mine, so I came here and hit it with a hammer, and
it's really close to the end there.
It's a different stone than we know. We don't know what it is, but there's that. This is a piece of, what is this, Becky?
Chalcedony, common opal.
Common opal right there. Little piece. This is a rock that I wasn't able to get broken, but the digging was pretty tough up there, so we kind of held anything that was hard that we found, to be honest. And then I came across material that looked like this in a chunk in the side. And from there it progressed to a material that looked like this, and it's too bright, I can't really see the screen, so I don't know if you can see, but it's glistening. And then from there I graduated to this, and this is a piece of petrified wood. And once again, I don't know if you can actually see the detail on it, but you can actually see the grain, the different pieces. It's almost opalized. Not quite there, so I got her a little too soon. But
20,000 years too soon.
And this is the one piece of opal I got, clear opal, which is actually a sheet, so it probably was a vein I didn't see. And then we did get in our big dig today, we got this one little piece of opal. We worked our butts off for this piece. We are very proud. It will go in its own glass case.
And it's black fire opal.
And it is black fire opal. I'll clean it up when I get to a better water source. But note to anyone that watches this, bring lots of water to the desert with you, which we did not. Coffee was more important this morning. And then Becky, this is, what did you call it?
This is the matrix for all of it.
Okay, the matrix for everything that we were hoping for and got.
And this is the nodule.
Right before they're forming, or as they're forming.
You can see it's almost going here. Here's as close as I got. Here's the green. And this would have went into lemon meringue. And then nothing. And then nothing. Some white quartz. Calming chalcedony. This is interesting. This is chocolate obsidian. It's brown and black flecked. More calming chalcedony. And some very round obsidian that I'd never saw so much of before. Very round obsidian, but obviously obsidian.
About mining.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. This is day 3. We are out at the creek bed where we find the opals. We barely found the creek, but there's still minimal water in it. This tree line that runs up into this canyon. Oh, there's Jess out there. There's the plateau up there, but those tree line up there is where we found the giant Indian spear. And we're in the creek bed, and there's a lot of opals that are shed off into the soil right here, though. Regular chalcedony, just common opal, but they're so beautiful, and some of them are green, and we don't know why. Anyway, we're on it today. We've left denial. We don't have any phone reception out here, so nobody's heard from us for a day at least. So we've left the Virgin Valley where we were doing fire opals yesterday at the Royal Peacock. And we are in Oregon now presently since we crossed the border, but we're going to cross back into Nevada and head up 95 and go to Burns Junction and into Idaho. I don't know where she went. So we're going to just do this creek, do this plateau, and then we're out of here headed for Burns Junction and into Idaho today. So we're in the desert and just found this beautiful square nail. Beautiful square nail. Just beautiful. Yay. So now we are still in Oregon. We're headed for Boise, but this is an incredible story here. And whoever knew that Sacagawea had a baby, and this is where he caught pneumonia and died. But as you can see, and so I guess he caught pneumonia and died right here on their way. And here he is. This is his actual gravesite. It says, under the wide and starry sky at Inskip Station. We are at Inskip Station in eastern Oregon. And he was born February 11th, 1805, and he died here May 16th, 1866 of pneumonia. And then the rest of the people that are in this graveyard is, as you can see, a James Doe, an immigrant child, Gertrude Inskip, who actually lived here. But she was a child also. Just incredible. And the Oregon Historical Society put this here, August 6, 1971. We're out in the middle of eastern Oregon at a place called Inskip Station. There's another guy that's been trying to find this for a million years. Here is a beautiful rock. Well, if I lean into it, and I don't think you can see what I see anyway. It's just out in the middle of nowhere here. And it was about 20 miles off the road, but it's a Lewis and Clark actual thing. But this was the son of Sacagawea. And his name was Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau. And as a baby was with his mother Sacagawea, a member of the Lewis and Clark expedition. As a man, was a pioneer of the West of Pleasant Manor and something in the community, placed by the something 1971. And then I'll try to keep my shadow out of this. Jean-Baptiste Pompe Charbonneau, son of Sacagawea. In the Lewis and Clark expedition, Pompe was carried in a cradleboard by his mother, Sacagawea, a Lemhi Shoshone Indian. Following the death of Sacagawea in 1812, young Pompe came under the guardianship of Captain William Clark and was schooled in St. Louis, Missouri. He spent 6 years in Europe and Africa. While abroad, he learned to speak English, Spanish, German, French fluently, in addition to several native languages he already knew. During his stay overseas, he accompanied and was hosted by a German royal family, the Wilhelms of Württemberg. He then returned back to the States, where he served as an alcalde of San Luis Rey, California. His love for adventure and free spirit brought him full circle back to the natural wonders from whence he traveled. As an infant child, as a guide, he taught others to appreciate the natural beauty of this great nation, and we commemorate his triumph as a true example of adventure and freedom, a spirit that characterizes the great American West. And over there is the actual